Hello, my name is Loretta Barr, and I'm the president of Access Seminars and Consulting Services. And today we're going to talk about cover letters and how you can use job applications and how the two relate. Let's talk about a cover letter and the cover letter's purpose. A cover letter's sole job is to introduce you to the employer and introduce your resume to the employer. Now, here's a rule of thumb about cover letters. It's okay to send a cover letter without a resume, but you should never email or mail a resume without a cover letter. Cover letters should be no longer than 1 page, and they should always have 3 or 4 bullets on there because the bullets are going to draw the attention of the reader and cause them to drill down into how you might fit the position. So here's a sample cover letter. If you'll notice, there are 3 or 4 bullets that we put there, and those bullets are really to kind of hone in on how you fit the opportunity that they are advertising. And make sure you list in that cover letter the opportunity itself. Now, there are a couple of things I want you to never use in a cover letter. If you do not know the person's name, do not use "Dear Sir/Madam." Also, never use "to whom it may concern." If you don't know who you're going to be writing to, I usually tell and recommend to my clients that they say "hiring manager," or you don't have to use a salutation at all. The next thing I want you to remember is the bullets that you use in that cover letter should not be a recapitulation of what is exactly on your resume. You need to narrow it down a bit and tailor it to that job application. And if we look at the resume itself, here's a resume that we just present, and this might be one you intend to send to a company. The resume should always accompany a cover letter. Same basic format. The only difference is that we may have put in a job ad title, and I tend to tell people to put the job title in there. And we put some bullets in place that illustrate how we fit and to introduce the reader to the resume. Now remember, when you're putting together a cover letter, it shouldn't be more than 1 page, but also don't get very wordy on it. You want to make sure you target it and it's tight and concise. When you put together your packet, your resume, your cover letter, I highly recommend that you have someone else read it and give you feedback. Give it to someone you trust who's going to give you honest feedback. It also helps that they are someone who are good at editing. They can catch the misspellings. They can ask questions about the context of a sentence. You want that person to be very honest with you. Receive all feedback and thank them for it, because what you want to do is to make sure that before you send that resume and cover letter out, that it is as good as you can get it, that it's as perfect you can get it, and that it does not have errors on it. You only get 1 time to make a first impression, and you want to make that first impression stick. Now let's take a look at a couple of other things that people need to consider when they're sending out their cover letter and their resume. Use every avenue available to you to get your information out. When you're sending out your resume and cover letter, you can use LinkedIn. You can use other sources online. You can use the job boards. But really, it's important to get out and network with people. And sometimes you can bring the resume with you. I tend to say have it handy and be able to send it to others so they can get it into the right hands. And finally, I always get the questions about, well, how's a resume different from a job application? The two are distinctly different. A job application is a legally binding document which you use and put information down to an employer, and that employer keeps it online and on record because it is an auditable document. It's something that they can say to the federal government at any point in time that we had these people come in and apply for a job, and here's their background, here's their skills. Your resume, on the other hand, are highlights of who you are, your best attributes, the best things that fit that position, and it doesn't have to contain every bit of information. Many times employers are asking you to download your resume on their talent acquisition site, but they also ask for a cover letter. So the two should be paired together. The bottom line is this: your resume needs to be accomplished in a way that gets you to your destination, which is obviously to get an interview, and then in interviewing, get the job offer. But your resume needs to be effective. It needs to be paired with a cover letter that reflects your abilities in a positive way, and you need to distribute it appropriately. If you've taken steps 1 and 2, it should lead to step 3, which are interviews. If your resume and cover letter are not getting you interviews, then you need to step back and you need to change something in it. That's where the feedback from your friends and those you trust come in. You need to make sure that your resume is doing the job it's designed to do with that accompanying cover letter. And when you do that, it should bring you an opportunity that works for you.